560. The Answer.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. You're listening to Get Down to Business, and I'm joined by Jamie Nelson of Operation Support Our Troops America, a fantastic organization doing some fantastic work, as the name suggests, supporting our troops. Jamie, we appreciate you coming on Get Down to Business.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to talking to you about what we do. Absolutely.
So you've become one of the largest volunteer-based military support organizations in the country. Tell us a little bit about, it sounds like you're a very grassroots-driven organization and your mission, of course.
Yes, so this organization started in 2003 by Deborah Rickert, and what happened is her son enlisted, or actually went through West Point, after 9/11 and got deployed. So one of the traditions is to send care packages around Valentine's Day. So she started soliciting for donations to send more than just a package to her son, but to him and his friends. And from there, the packages just continued to go on. People kept saying, oh, do you need this? Do you need this? And so it truly was founded in a grassroots movement where people just wanted to contribute. And at that point in time was when we were really ramping up overseas in the fight against terrorism. So we are now in our 13th year of operations, and a lot of our volunteers have ties to the military community. They've had a child that joined. They have a father that was in. So there is a reason that it's so near and dear to their hearts to make sure that these young men and women continue to receive items from home. And
that's so important. And I want to get back to the mission in a moment, but I want to talk about the organization because I think one of the most impressive pieces of Operation Support Our Troops America is really that grassroots nature of the organization. You have so many volunteers, which we're going to touch on in a moment, but you're also making sure that as much of the donations that are given to the organization is actually going to the mission, to the cause. And I know you've received some accolades and awards on that, and I think that's so important that people know that their money and that their contributions are going to a place that's actually going to the mission. Tell us a little bit about that.
So on Charity Navigator, which is one of the most popular sites to check out how a charity does, we do have their highest rating, which is a 4-star rating. This is our second year with that award. About 90% of our funds go to actually our mission. So 10% is spent on administrative fundraising costs, but 90% gets spent on what we say it's going to get spent on. We spend roughly $9,000 a month in shipping. So there is a great need, to cover those expenses. So we are extremely frugal in how we manage our money so that we can do those things. And then we have great corporate sponsorships, or partnerships, I should say, that allow us to do shop and drops and those kind of things. And then we work closely with organizations such as the American Legion, the VFWs, churches, those kind of things, and they frequently do collection drives for us.
That's amazing.
Every item, or pretty much every item in our box, is donated.
Well, that's great because teamwork is ultimately how you can accomplish the mission. So let's go back to the mission for a second. Let's talk about the volunteers that are involved. I heard a number, but I wanted to make sure it's accurate. How many volunteers are currently actively involved, and how many service hours are dedicated in the work of Operation Support Our Troops?
We have roughly, on a monthly basis, a minimum of 125 active volunteers that come in to help with the packing. And now that you've asked me that question, I'm drawing a blank on what our total volunteer hours were for last week. Or for last year, I should say.
It sounds like there's literally tens of thousands of service hours being dedicated, which is absolutely amazing because that's time that's going to military families, to providing comfort and care at home, as well as to active duty military families and veterans, which is just so impressive. So we are running out of time, and most importantly, I want to make sure our listeners know how they can get involved in your work, how they can contribute, how they can volunteer, and what sort of support Operation Support Our Troops is in need of. Once again, we're chatting with Jamie Nelson, the executive director. Jamie, how can people get involved?
So the best thing to do is go to our website, www.osotamerica.org, and all the information is on there. You can sign up to be a member. You can add a name to our list. You can click on the Donate Now button. So we're constantly keeping that updated with what kind of needs we have as far as collection items. There's an email that you can use to, say, hey, I want to set up a collection drive. What do I need to know? So www.osotamerica.org, and they can get all the information they need.
Well, it sounds like you're always on the hunt for obviously donations, of course, but also volunteers, so you can continue to make an impact. And obviously, again, Operation Support Our Troops America has really become one of the largest of these organizations. What I love about what you're doing, again, well rated with Charity Navigator, and certainly partnering, collaborating with many other organizations like the VFW. Jamie Nelson, we appreciate you coming on and Get Down to Business. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to continue the conversation about entrepreneurship, continue the conversation about people making an impact in their community. You're listening to the show all about small business jobs and entrepreneurship. You're listening to Get Down to Business. We are powered by our good friends at Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or give them a call, 630-928-0510. That phone number again, 630-928-0510. Don't touch that dial. More after the break.